The spoon slipped from her fingers and hit my kitchen floor with a sharp, helpless sound. My name is Lena Hart, I'm 32. How do you measure betrayal when it's wearing the face you trust most? My sister stood at my counter, shoulders folding inward, eyes red in that practiced way grief learns over time. Her hands shook so badly the mug rattled against the marble. Coffee sloshed, dark and bitter, leaving a thin stain that looked permanent. She kept apologizing to the air, not to me. That should have been the first sign. I don't know what else to do, she whispered, staring at her reflection in the microwave door instead of my face. The word drowning clung to the room. Bills spread across the counter like confession notes. Numbers circled in red. Final notices. My chest tightened but my voice stayed calm. I listened. Always listened. Behind her, the hallway mirror caught everything. My tired eyes, her trembling mouth, the way my phone buzzed once on the table and went ignored. Silence filled the space where questions should have lived. When I transferred the money, my savings evaporated with a soft digital chime. She collapsed into my arms, crying hard enough to shake us both. Her hair smelled like my shampoo. She didn't see herself in the mirror when she smiled. But I did. And something inside me went very still, like a floor deciding whether it would hold weight anymore. Her tears soaked through my shirt, warm and convincing. I held her anyway. My hands rested on her back, light, careful, the way you touch something that might disappear if you press too hard. She pulled away first. I'll pay you back, she said quickly, already stepping toward the door. Not when. Just I will. Her eyes flicked once toward the mirror in the hallway, then away. The reflection caught her smile before I did, thin, relieved, almost private. The door closed. The apartment exhaled. Silence rushed in, loud enough to ring. I stood there longer than necessary, staring at the faint coffee stain on the counter, tracing its edge with my finger. It looked like a small map. Somewhere I didn't know how to read yet. My phone buzzed again. This time I checked it. A message from my boyfriend Mark. Running late. Don't wait up. I didn't reply. Instead I watched myself in the mirror. My face oddly calm, eyes too clear. The woman staring back looked like she'd just handed something precious to a stranger and was still deciding whether it mattered. That night I slept on my side of the bed alone. His pillow stayed cold. The apartment made unfamiliar noises, little clicks and sighs like it was listening. Sometime near morning my phone lit up with a notification. Facebook. A name I recognized. A thumbnail of white and blue. I didn't open it yet. I stared at my reflection instead, waiting for the ground to settle. I tapped the notification with my thumb, slow enough to feel every ridge in the glass. The screen filled with white. Sunlight. A horizon too clean to be accidental. My sister stood on a cruise deck, hair swept back by wind I could almost hear. She wore a white dress. Linen, expensive, new. Her skin looked rested. Happy. In her hand, a champagne flute caught the sun like it was proud of itself. And beside her, Mark. His arm curved around her waist with practiced ease. The same hand that used to find mine in crowded rooms. His smile was wide, unguarded. Vacation wide. He looked taller, somehow lighter. Like gravity had agreed to let him go. The caption read, "Finally breathing again." A blue heart. A Greek flag. My ears rang. Not loud, just enough to erase the room. I noticed strange details instead. A gull frozen mid-flight behind them, the way her nails were painted the color I never liked, the faint reflection of the phone screen in the mirror across the room. 3 of us, layered. I scrolled. Another photo. Another angle. Laughter caught mid-motion. His sunglasses on her face. My phone slipped from my hand and landed softly on the couch like it didn't want to wake me. I stood up. The mirror watched. And in it I saw the exact moment something inside me closed. Not in anger, not yet, but in careful, deliberate silence. I picked the phone back up. My fingers didn't shake. That surprised me. I opened Mark's messages. Read them like subtitles to a film I'd already seen once. Running late. Crazy week. Miss you. Each line felt rehearsed now, delivered to an empty theater. I didn't text him. I didn't call my sister. Silence felt heavier and more useful. The mirror in the hallway followed me as I moved. In it, I watched myself open my laptop, sit at the table where the bills had been spread out days earlier. The coffee stain was still there, darker now, like it had decided to stay. I logged into my bank account. The balance stared back, smaller than it should have been. Smaller than it ever had been. I clicked into the transfer history, reread the amount, the date. 2 weeks ago. A soft digital chime replayed in my head. Imaginary but precise. I opened her social media again, not to look at them, but at the comments. Friends congratulating. Heart emojis. Someone wrote, "So happy you're finally doing well after everything." After everything. A laugh escaped my throat before I could stop it. Sounded wrong in the room. The chair across from me creaked slightly, like it was leaning in to listen. That was when I realized something important. They thought the ground was solid. I closed the laptop slowly, the click loud in the quiet apartment. The refrigerator hummed. Pipes whispered. The building settled around me like it was pretending nothing had changed. I stood and walked to the mirror again. It had become a habit now, checking in with the only witness that hadn't lied to me. "Okay," I said out loud. My voice sounded steady. Almost polite. I didn't cry. I didn't rehearse confrontations. I made a list. First, screenshots. Every photo. Every caption. Every comment that mentioned money, recovery, miracles. I saved them in a folder named Receipts, which felt too small a word but would do for now. Second, paperwork. The loan agreement I'd insisted on. Casual, sisterly, signed at my kitchen table. She'd rolled her eyes then, joked about me being dramatic. I scanned it. Backed it up twice. Third, silence. Mark finally called that evening. His name lit up my phone, familiar as muscle memory. I watched it ring until it stopped. A voicemail followed. His voice was warm, concerned, carefully confused. "Hey, are you okay?" You didn't reply. I held the phone near the mirror so I could watch my face while I listened. No reaction. Just clarity. The chair across from me creaked again. It sounded patient. The next morning I woke before my alarm, wrapped in a calm that felt borrowed. Sunlight cut through the blinds in clean lines. Dust floated unbothered. I made coffee and drank it standing up, watching my reflection in the dark window. The mirror had moved again, now living everywhere. I opened my laptop and drafted an email I didn't send. Then another. Then I found the one place where silence turns into record. The small claims court website. My sister's name looked different there. Longer. Heavier. Like it understood consequences better than I ever had. I filed nothing yet. I just read. Requirements. Timelines. Evidence. The language was plain, unemotional. It didn't care about love or blood. That felt comforting. Mark texted again. "Please talk to me." I replied with one line, "I know." 3 minutes passed. Then know what? I didn't answer. Instead, I forwarded the screenshots to myself from a new email address. Clean. Neutral. No emotion in the name. I added dates. Notes. Context. The chair across the room shifted slightly when I stood, with sighing like it approved. By evening, my sister posted another photo. Sunset this time. Champagne again. The caption read, "Grateful." I smiled for the first time. Gratitude, I'd learned, makes people careless. They came back 3 days later. I knew because Mark finally showed up at my door, suitcase still by his car, tan too fresh to hide. He knocked like he belonged there. Like the floor under him hadn't already started to thin. When I opened the door, he stopped mid-sentence. My silence did that to people now. It made them fill the space with excuses. "She needed help," he said, gesturing vaguely as if Greece were a shelter. "You weren't answering. I didn't know how to tell you." Behind him, my sister hovered on the landing, sunglasses on, hand resting lightly on his arm. Not holding. Claiming. I stepped aside and let them in. Hospitality can be a weapon if you're patient. The mirror in the hallway caught all 4 of us. Me calm and still. Mark talking too much. My sister watching my hands. I poured water, not wine. Set the glasses down carefully. "I just want my money back," I said softly. My sister laughed, quick and sharp. "You know I don't have it right now." That was the moment. The exact one. I slid my phone across the table. Screenshots. Dates. The contract. Her laugh didn't finish. And I felt the ground shift, not under me. Under them. Her eyes went wide, the kind of wide that only comes when a person realizes they've been seen clearly, really seen, for the first time. Mark's arm dropped from her waist almost imperceptibly. The air between them thinned, fragile. I spoke softly, measured. "This is everything. Every promise. Every photo. Every lie. She reached for the contract like it might bite her, but I didn't flinch. I poured my own glass of water, slow, deliberate. Mark stayed silent, swallowing like he was trying to make his guilt vanish into the floorboards. You both assumed I wouldn't notice. That the ground beneath you was solid. I let the words hover, light but sharp, like sunlight slicing through dust. It isn't. Not anymore. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't yell. I didn't ask for apologies. I only watched them fumble in the quiet I had built. The mirror reflected everything. Their panic, my calm, the small stain on the counter still stubbornly present. Then I walked to the window and looked at the street below. Life outside carried on indifferent. I could almost hear the gulls from their cruise, the same ones they thought they'd left behind. I didn't need them to fall. I just needed them to feel the shift, the instability, the weight of what they had ignored. I closed the blinds slowly. The apartment exhaled again, quiet, complete. And for the first time in weeks I did too.